The opening match on this program from Wednesday night, September 18th, and I forgot to even write down where they were. And I don't know if anybody knew where they were because nobody showed up, but the opening match was Pockets, the company mascot, with poor Kyle O'Reilly and Mark Briscoe providing the Larry and Curly parts to this Mo against Chris Jericho with his two stooges in the corner. And this thing took up pretty much the first 25 minutes of the television program. And yes, I know Jericho is a shell of himself and he's in his mid-50s and the gimmick is rotten. But he's still a name. He's still a recognized star. He still might be of some benefit to them in some way. And he went 25 minutes with the comedy mascot and lost.
In Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre. Boy, howdy.
Estimated attendance, 2,896 tickets distributed.
Well, that's tickets given out. Not everybody, but they didn't have 2,865 guns in town to force people to come at gunpoint. Anyway, any thoughts on that thing before we move along?
You know, it's been a few weeks now where, for no good reason, they returned to this Pockets Chris Jericho feud. They had the really embarrassing angle with Jericho's car. That'll probably be on the Worst of AEW Volume 3 on the bus, now that we think about it.
Yeah, this was a big grudge match from them totally scuffing the upholstery on that fancy sports car of Jericho's with a handful of quarters last week.
This match is a great example of the problems with AEW. Orange Cassidy, you know, it's been 5 years. I don't think anyone gives a shit anymore. And it's something that hurts AEW more than they're willing to recognize. Again, the diminishing crowds that go to the live shows, he still gets a pop from a smaller and smaller audience because he'll never be part of a winning team to bring people back in. And Jericho's the opposite. Orange Cassidy's been doing the same thing for 5 years. Jericho, in the midst of the endless midlife crisis that is Chris Jericho, has an awful gimmick that the AEW fans don't like. It's not heat when people leave to go to the bathroom in the concession stands when you're on. That's not heat. That's the opposite of heat. That's we don't give a fuck. And both these guys, the best thing for AEW with them both being far away from this TV and far away from Tony Khan for a while, because some of the people Tony leans on are just the wrong people.
Jericho's not even halfway through that 10-year contract we heard he signed till he's 62. So he's got to come up with some ideas on how to put the guy over that Tony dressed as for Halloween to make the guy happy. They'll keep paying him.